Yeah, what is good, guys? Quite the interesting day in the market today. You had a little red, but in this video, I'm going to be giving you some insight onto what the market makers are doing and what they're preparing for, because I believe we have a very big event coming up, and I'm not sure what it is, but there's a lot of variables and data that you can see what really the big money is doing in the market makers. They're preparing for something, and we're going to take a look at all of that data and what they're doing. So I'd recommend watching this stuff because this is going to be beyond the technicals, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So with all that being said, we're just going to hop right into it. Make sure to show this video some love, give it a like and subscribe, and we're just going to get right into it. So to start off, today, you had a little red. If you watched yesterday's video, we're going to zoom in a little bit. And we tested this upward trend line that I said we might test, which I'll put up quick. So short term, give me a second here. So right here, so what we had here, we tested that upper line, which I honestly was somewhat surprised by that, but again, you got rejected, a really harsh rejection actually, right off that macro trend line, which we've been following for quite a while now. And I actually just really want to show you how accurately I do this, because you'll see. So we actually gapped up right above it. That line, it's in the way, but I'm just going to show you it so I can take it off quick. That's that demand zone or supply zone that we're fighting, and right here, big volume gap. So in this region, there's not much support. Don't be surprised if we just fall through this area with really no stopping, because there's no demand in there. Maybe a little here, but you can see. So I'm going to take that off. And I'm going to show you how accurate I drew this trend line so that you can really see it. So I drew this from that COVID high, the peak right before COVID. Just taking a little bit, but COVID high, and we'll zoom in so you can see. I drew it as perfectly as I could. So you can see that it's as perfectly as I could. Then I'm going to go back to where I started it from. That's, I believe, 2018. Yeah, 2018. And I do this as perfectly as I could as well. So this is a very relevant trend line, as you can see. But what I want to do right now is, of course, I have my list. We're going to take a look at some of the sell signals that we're getting here. You had that shooting star on the daily, and you have a 9 count. So this has to do with sequence counts. I'll put that up quick. But you had a shooting star on the daily here. Take it off the log scale. It was on SPX, so you'll see it on here more clearly. This is a shooting star right here. Wick more than double the size of the body with little to no wick to the bottom side. That's a bearish reversal candle, but confirmation is everything with these candles. So, if you don't get that confirmation, it's not going to matter. But this is supported with this 9 count here, and I'll show you why it's relevant, why it works. So you have a 9 count here. At the end of these 9 counts, it usually signals an imminent pullback or reversal, and this has marked previous tops and bottoms here. Up here, this is an exhaustion gap, which we had a gap up today, and in the Discord, it's like this is probably a bull trap here. It didn't make too much sense with everything that I've been looking at. I promise you're going to want to see the stuff I've been looking at with the dark pool sentiment and what the market makers are doing, because something big is coming. I'm not sure what the event is. I'm not sure what it has to do with, but you'll be able to see kind of how they're kind of preparing for it. So you can see here, 9 count that marked this bottom here. You got that instant bounce up here. And you don't have to do 9 counts. You can get close, 8 count. But point is, you have a 9 count here, and I believe you may have had an exhaustion gap, which is kind of a last resort, last breath sort of move, where it just kind of makes that final push. And we had that gap up right into this, as well as that macro trend line, and you gapped up right above it, but you came back through it, and down to this support. So this support is something you're going to want to be watching, because this is the most relevant trend line for right now in this area, I think. So that's just going to be something you're going to want to be watching. And that wedge as well, that's something we're watching here. We may have broken out of it. we're gonna have to see how these next few days go. CPI, I think that's gonna be big, but I think it seems too obvious to drop on CPI, so I'm not sure how CPI is gonna go because yeah, I really don't know how it's gonna go. So that's just gonna be something we have to watch as it happens. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Same setup as last time. You had a wedge into this consolidation, consolidated out of that point up here, and then free fall, straight free fall. And we're gonna take a look at the point and figure chart, which I had up yesterday, and I showed you what we might. You'll see what I'm talking about. So point and figure chart. I'm not gonna explain this. Go back to yesterday's video and you can probably like pick up the idea of it or just watch videos on it. So this allows you to see the horizontal supports and resistances very, very clearly. And what did you do today? Go back to yesterday's video. Here we are. Yesterday, we didn't finish this block here, but that's what happened today. You tested that line. This is too big. This is too big of a move here. You have a 9 count. You at this resistance here. You got that macro trend line, the supply zones. I've already laid out everything. But we're going to take a look at divergences on the MACD and the RSI. But first off, I think I'm just going to hop into what I really do want to show you here. So that's it for the point and figure. But we're going to go on to this. This is really the inflow, what's happening in the dark pools, and what the market makers are doing. So how do I explain this? So simply, I guess, I put this up in yesterday's video. Pause this so you can read this, but so that I don't have to overcomplicate it, we're just gonna look back in the past to see how this is the S&P 500, that green line right here, the GEX kind of like shows you what the volatility is like in the markets, and the DIX is kind of like the inflow where the money is going in the dark pools. But what you really, this is really big. What you want to be looking at is the biggest reference is back here. So this is the area everyone's looking at, of course, because it's really the same kind of move. But these are starting to go down, and it's coming down at a very fast rate here, and under 45%. So we're getting close to 45%, but under 45% from statistics is usually where it is before black swan events or just big catalyst, unexpected catalyst. So the market makers know something. There's something coming. I have no clue what it is, but something is coming. And you mark my words here, I think we're gonna have a devastating catalyst. That's really just going to shake the whole markets again. You're gonna see that fear and all that panic come right back. So it's only a matter of time. And this is really showing it. This is kind of, you can compare this with the VIX, which can be a good indicator for when the fear is going to come back into the markets. But this is kind of one step ahead, where it's showing what is happening inside of the world of the market makers, basically. So once you start to see this blue line we'll keep looking at this every day, but once you see this under 45%, 44%, you're going to want to be careful, especially if SPY has not moved down yet. So I almost have an idea that CPI won't be that bad. We don't really drop on it, and then you have something, but we're just going to have to see how it goes. Something is coming. Something is coming. And there's millions being dumped into some September 16th puts at like the 380 strike, 370 strike. Something is coming. And mark my words, before September 16th, something big is going to happen. So that's it for that. That's really the big thing I wanted to show you. We're going to take a look at Bitcoin quick and the NASDAQ because they have a really good correlation. It won't be too long, but Bitcoin, it's in this downtrend right here. You're just going to want to see how it reacts with this zone. But, this candle isn't closed yet, so it could shoot right back underneath it. But it has that correlation still. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, what the buyers and sellers are doing here, because if you're watching this NASDAQ here, I would think Bitcoin's going to start coming down soon, especially with the NASDAQ being in this rising wedge, which I think is more clear and obvious than SPY's rising wedge. You know, I've showed you how I've drawn this out, and it's pretty awkward, to say the least. Let me put that up so you can see what I'm talking about here. Let me get rid of these lines here, so this one, want to take all of them off. Okay, so the point is, you see what I'm talking about, these blue lines here. You have, I can't even map out the touches because it's kind of missing these, but the point is, you're at the end of this rising wedge, and you have your divergences here. This is the big thing here. The divergences, you can match these up with rising wedges or falling wedges, and use those divergences to see really the kind of not like significance, to confirm the validity of the wedge pattern, whichever direction it's in. So it's the same setup as last time. Honestly, it looks too easy to be true in my eyes, but we're just gonna have to see how it goes. This is the 1 hour chart. The 2 hour chart, you still have these divergences. Prices going up, MACD going down, RSI going down. The 4 hour, prices going up, MACD crossed over. That's big. The MACD has crossed over on the 4 hour. And you really haven't done that in a while. I mean, you kind of did it here, but that was kind of like, I think that was like a really big gap down or something. But I'd say the last real crossover you had was back here. And you were much higher. Oh my, I actually haven't really looked at this. So, back here, you know, this, okay, wow. So, the MACD, this move can be very, very fast to the downside here. I actually have not compared this run on the MACD to this area, and you can see it's much farther and higher. There's going to be a lot of momentum on this move is the point I'm making here. So be careful, manage your risk is what I'm going to tell you. But yeah, that's it for that wedge. I showed you that point and figure chart I wanted to show you, the short term lines to be watching, the exhaustion gaps. I don't really have anything else to show you. We're just gonna have to see how tomorrow goes. You have the bearish sell signals with the sequence counts, the shooting star, which we're gonna watch to get confirmed in. I think you have to get back into this area. You need to test liquidity here if you want to go higher, regardless if we're gonna be going lower, which I think is a very good possibility. We're gonna make new lows. But in the scenario that we do make a higher low, and this is the bottom, you know, you have the potential inverse head and shoulders here, right here if you can see that. So next few weeks, it's going to be very important on a macro scale to see where the market goes for the next few months. And I already told you, mark my words, we're probably going to come back to this. I think something big is going to happen before September 16th. So that's where I'm going to leave this video. If you watch the whole thing through, show it some love, give it a like and subscribe. And make sure to join the Discord because we're running that lifetime deal. And we're taking that down tonight. So, not going to want to miss out on that. So make sure to check it out. That'll be in the description. And we'll see how tomorrow goes. So, peace out, guys.